You know, over my years, I've documented a lot of strange dreams I had, and they've been very interesting and, very intriguing. And I just had a dream now. I kind of want to just put it in a video before I forget it. But in the dream, I just told about the last part of the dream because that was the part that really caught my attention, like the most, besides everything else. But it was like I snuck into this. It was like almost like a secret Illuminati party type thing. You know, um, that game Hitman. I think you can find it on YouTube, but it's like it says Hitman, assassinates Illuminati or something like that. And he sneaks into this party, but it was something similar to that. But it had like, you know, all these like golden towers and even had some crystal towers. It was like a castle type thing. And like for some reason, like I snuck inside of it. It was weird. And I was like hiding in this bush, right? And there's like guards walking around and stuff. It's like some Assassin's Creed type stuff. I'm like, what the hell am I dreaming? Like, it was weird. And like, so I was like hiding in this bush or behind this bush or whatever. And like this girl comes up, like looking like almost like a princess or something like that. And I'm like, what the heck? In my dream, But your dreams are, you just go, like, it just happens. Like, you don't really plan anything in your dreams. Dreams it just happens. You just go with the flow. So this princess like type girl comes up, and she kind of like starts talking to the bush as if she's like a gardener or something like that. Like I guess she likes plants. And then she kind of like touches the tree, and I guess she sees me. She's like, oh, I didn't know nobody was there. She's like, who are you? Who are you with? And I'm like, oh, I kind of made some bullshit up in the dream, like I was like, something. I'm with the freaking, I think I said something about catering or something like that, and I got lost, and I just dropped my coin or something. That's just something like that. She's like, oh, okay. And then we started to talk for a bit. I remember in the dream, it was a weird dream because I had knowledge that I didn't even know that I had in real life about plants and stuff, like in the dream, I was saying like scientific names of the plants and stuff like that, and I'm like, what the hell? And then some of these names, like I remember, like plants or something, like giving each other like water and stuff like that. I was talking about stuff like that, and I googled it to make sure, and it was true. So I'm like, how the hell? I think maybe a long time ago I watched a documentary on that, but I kind of forgot about that, and it just came up again in a dream. And she was like, I think his name was like Eckhart or something like that. I guess he was like the prince or somebody having the host of the event. And I seen him later in the dream, but he was an ass. But it, it was weird. And this princess character, she was wearing like it was like a purplish dress, and she had these beautiful blue diamonds around her neck. She had beautiful blue eyes, but she kind of looked like ASMR Glow, but more whitish, if that makes sense, If you guys know who ASMR Glow is, she kind of looked like her a bit, but she was like a lot more like white looking, And then this princess told me, as she was walking away, she was like, don't worry, you will defeat him, Like, huh? Like, like, what the heck? And she's like, oh, well, it's weird because, Eckhart, I think his name is Eckhart or something like that, she said in the dream, like, how dreams are, I get fuzzy. And she said, you're unlike the others. She's like, you can actually see through all the foolishness. I don't think she said foolishness though. She said something else, but that's basically what she was saying, implying. And I'm like, what the hell? What's this dream about? But anyway, she just, okay, I'll see you around, and then she walks off. I'm like, oh crap, And I remember like, there's like a side door open, so I go to the side doors, like these, like these clothes, like these waiter clothes. And I remember putting them on, trying to blend in on some Mission Impossible, James Bond type crap, right? And I'm like, what the heck? Like in this dream, it was crazy because it's so vivid. Where do dreams come from? Because this palace or castle, it was like there was like it like embedded in some of the walls. There's like these beautiful intricate details. I remember going up these stairs. I grabbed the plate and tried to act like I was a waiter, right? And going up these stairs, you see like inside the stairs engravings of lions, dragons, snakes. They all had different colors. I'm like, what the heck? And there was like people around talking. I could hear the voices of the people, even some conversations walking by, and it felt real. I'm like, what the hell is this? I was in the middle of some type of Illuminati party or something like that. I'm saying Illuminati because that's just the best way I can put it. It was like, it looked like super important people, you know. I wonder, is this a past life or what, you know, and as I'm a waiter, I'm going around, you know, like, because like in that little room or whatever, it was like a stairway that led up, and there was like other waiters or whatever, and they didn't seem to pay me any attention. But when I put those clothes on, because I had, like, you know, found some waiter clothes or whatever, I just put them on. But it's a dream, right? So in the dream, it's like, you know, you just find the clothes and boom, they're magically on. You know what I mean? You know, it's like that. It's weird. So I'm going around, you know, I go up them stairs, and it's like a big ballroom. It's all intricate. People are dancing, laughing. But also in the stairs, there's like windows. You look outside, it's like a big giant pool. You know, there's like a forest area, but then after the forest area, you can see like the ocean and like boats, and there was like a city like behind it with lights. And I'm like, what kind of crap is this? It was really weird and intricate, you know. And I noticed that after, when I smoke a lot or whatever, then if I don't have any kush, if I'm waiting for it, I start to have these intimate, intricate dreams, and they're so vivid. They feel so real. Where do they come from? And what got me thinking about this dream the most, because that girl was beautiful. Like, this has to be like maybe like the third dream I had within the last 4 years, where it's like a beautiful girl that caught me, you know, off guard. And she kind of looked like ASMR Glow, but white, but she also kind of had like a video game look to her, if that makes any sense. I don't know, you know. It was weird. That's all I have to say. It's hard to explain dreams because they don't really make sense, you know, if you don't have like the secret knowledge to back it up, you know. I'm pretty much making this video just to record it for myself, really, just so I won't forget this dream, because it was really a cool dream. Like, I wanted it to go on, you know. But later in the ballroom, you know, I ran into that, you know, the guy who was hosting the party or whatever, and he was like, "Who's this?" You know, and then like one of his guards or whatever was like, "Oh, it must be woo 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 woo," you know. I forgot the damn name, you know. It must be one of one's servants or slaves or something like that. He's like, "Huh, we're moving from our presence at once." He looks detestable. I'm like, what the hell, you know? and he looked like Alucard from Castlevania. If you guys ever played Castlevania, you know who Alucard is. He kind of looked like him, you know. I'm like, what the heck? It was really weird, man. I don't know what the heck, you know. I remember seeing these giant flying machines flying over. It was really weird. And then towards the end of the dream, people started saying, "Oh, the king's coming, the king! Oh my God!" And everybody started bowing down, like, everybody stopped dancing. There was even music playing, you know, like a weird type of music. It was weird because the people there were kind of mixed. There was like Europeans, there was kind of like, you know, Arabian type people, you know, and the music was kind of like Arabian mixed with like some type of it was weird. I can't explain. I'm like, is this like what kind? Like, how do our brains create these intricate worlds where there's lighting, there's colors, there's sounds, there's music? My eyes are closed this entire time. I have conversations with people. It felt real. I see their expressions. You know, I even felt the code from outside. You know, what kind of, like, you know, what the hell? Like, is there something in weed? You know, I remember Terrence McKenna was talking about this, like how psychedelics or even psychedelic plants, you know, weed's not totally psychedelic, but for some people it is, but it unlocks something in our mind. Do we go in different dimensions or what? But they're like, the king is coming, and like a loud horn, trumpet blew, and then the next thing you know, everybody bowed down. I'm sitting with like this, in my hand, I had like, it looked like shrimp, but it wasn't shrimp. It looked like some type of crawfish or something like that. And it was like inside some jelly, in like a glass cup, and there was like 8 of them around. I think 8. Because it was like a circular plate. And usually those about 6 or 8 little things around, like those silver plates, you know. It was really weird, you know. I just want to make this video just so I can, you know, remember this dream, because I should have done this a long time ago. I have a few videos on this channel where I talk about my dreams, but I had another channel where I used to talk about my dreams more, but YouTube took that channel down because one of my dreams were a little bit revolutionary. I'll just say that and leave it at that, you know. But yeah, so the king was coming. It's like a big, it's like a big dragon type thing was coming from the sky. and then it landed, and it transformed into some old guy, wearing this big red cape like thing. And I'm like, what the hell? And then like more like smaller dragons came, they like landed next to him, and they transformed into humans as well. I'm like, what the hell? I'm thinking the king is coming. I'm thinking like, a carriage or something, may pop up when they said it. Because in the dream, I still retained some of my emotions, like fear. Like when I got caught behind that bush, I was kind of scared. Like, what? Like this is weird, man. I want to make this video. I'm listening to it again, and I may write some of it down, because this is interesting. And then low-key, I want to go back to that dream and find that princess. Then I woke up and looked around like, damn, in this dimension I'm in, there's no beautiful princess with nice eyes talking to me, you know. But yeah, that's it, man. That's all I want to talk about, man. Peace.